she's so fine. Hell of a hell of a blows my mind. Hell of a lights my day.
What's good, guys? Today is Saturday, May 29th, 2021. This is coming via NBC News and an article wrote by Shar Adams. It was wrote in December of 2020, so it's not new. But I want to thank my friend D. Walsh for sending it to me, because it's a feel-good story, and sometimes with all the crime and craziness, we need this. In quest to find birth family, woman makes life-altering discovery. She's a princess. Sarah Culberson saw the unthinkable during her first trip to Bumpe, Sierra Leone in 2004. Children wandering with missing limbs, schools reduced to rubble, entire neighborhoods destroyed or burned. This was no leisurely trip to the West African country known for its white sand beaches, though. Arriving in the small town of Bumpe, Culberson was taking stock of the land she would now serve as princess. It was overwhelming. The reality wasn't just, I'm coming to meet my family and everything's perfect. It was a reality check. This is what people have been living through. This is my family. How is this princess going to be part of this community and make a difference in this country, Culberson said. I felt the unrest of Freetown. I could feel in the air that people were nervous and trying to protect themselves. Even though there had been peace for 2 years, people were still on guard. Just 2 years earlier, a decade-long brutal civil war in Sierra Leone had come to an end. A rebel force waging a campaign against the government had killed tens of thousands of people and left many with missing limbs and the economy in tatters. Culberson didn't know much of the history when she began searching for her biological family at 28 years old. She was raised in West Virginia after being adopted by a white family, and later learned that her biological mother had died when she was 11 and her father lived in a village in Sierra Leone. Her search for her birth family culminated in a call from her uncle. He delivered the news that changed Culberson's life forever. Culberson is related to African royalty, the Mende tribe in Bumpe, Sierra Leone. She is considered a Mahaloi, the child of a paramount chief, which makes her princess of the Bumpe village. The Mende are one of the two largest ethnic groups in Sierra Leone, accounting for 33.2% of the country's population. The tribe is generally found in the east and the south of the country. My only guidance of what a princess was what I saw in the movies, Culberson explains. But it's really about responsibility. It's about walking in my great-grandfather and grandfather's footsteps and what they've done for the country. I realize that's my role as a princess, to keep things moving forward in the country. Culberson, an actress and dancer, says her title didn't mean she came into wealth. Instead, she says she inherited an immense responsibility, restoring buildings, promoting safety, and offering hope to people living in a war-torn land. So she got to work. Alongside her biological brother, Hindo Kopsawa, Culberson founded the Kopsawa Foundation, now called Sierra Leone Rising, in 2006 to rebuild Bumpe High School and promote education in the country. Culberson's ambition was no surprise to her family, though. She had a passion for people since she was little, her adoptive father says. Sarah was an outgoing, people-meeting 1-year-old when we adopted her. She is still the same outgoing person who genuinely loves and enjoys almost everyone she meets, James Culberson, a neurobiology professor at West Virginia University, said. Almost from her first visit to Sierra Leone to meet her father, she saw her princess role as one involving trying to help some in a way. She certainly recognized her close connection to a family in chiefdom and country. Her work to improve life there has demonstrated tremendous personal growth in many areas. Welcoming her marked a rare moment of joy for the Bumpe community. Hundreds of people came out to praise Culberson during a special ceremony in 2006. Her biological father gave her a beautiful green dress, and he wore a matching shirt. There was dancing and singing in Mende. We're preparing for Sarah. Footage of the celebration shows Culberson smiling, perched next to her father. It was such a life-altering experience, she says. It was shocking, amazing, overwhelming, exciting. It was beautiful, glorious, and uplifting. But the joyous ceremony could never overshadow the despair evident in the recovering community. So Culberson put her dreams of being an actress and dancer on hold to fulfill her royal duties. In recent years, Sierra Leone Rising has focused on providing the country with clean drinking water. So far, Culberson says the foundation has managed to provide 9 wells, serving some 12,000 people across Sierra Leone. The group is also working to provide menstruating people with reusable pads. Now, through the foundation, Culberson and Kopsawa launched the Mask on Africa campaign to help slow the spread of COVID-19 in Sierra Leone. I was like, okay, let's do this. I'm willing to do the work, whatever it takes. This nonprofit has brought all of us together in such a wonderful way, Culberson says. My birth father and I have done a lot of work together with the foundation, along with my brother. I stepped out into a space that has been very new for me, and it's challenged me in many ways. These days, Culberson visits Sierra Leone often, but lives in the United States, though she and her boyfriend have discussed moving to the West African country. She published a book about her journey in 2009 and is currently working on an animated series to share her story with young people. The book, A Princess Found, will serve as the basis for a new movie produced by Stephanie Allain, who this year became the first black woman to produce the Academy Awards ceremony. The significance of Culberson's journey isn't lost on her friends either. One thing about Sarah has showed me through her journey is you can never tell what you can accomplish when limits become unacceptable, her longtime friend Amy Cumpston said. One of my biggest desires for my children is for them to understand the possible impact that they can have in this world. I also want them to understand even more the internal joy that comes from doing this very thing. This joy is always twofold and incredibly contagious, and Sarah has played a very important role for this example for them. It has been 16 years since Culberson learned of her princess status. Along with running the foundation, Culberson also is a diversity speaker, often addressing companies and organizations looking to foster more inclusive work environments. Although she would love to return to acting and dancing, she says her status as princess has changed the trajectory of her life forever. And it's changed it for the better, she says. It's definitely had me grow so much as a person and really quickly. I see the importance. I see I'm just one of the moving parts in the work being done in Sierra Leone. I honor it and I cherish it. What an amazing story. Imagine searching for your birth parents to find out that you're African royalty. And she said that in an interview that she was angry with her father, her biological father. She had this anger towards him, but she had to sit there and think about it. And she said, what would it have been like in the 70s for a white woman to have been with a West African man? And what kind of struggles would they have faced? And it was not until then that she realized that his life was probably very difficult. So that released the anger that she had toward him. But this is a really good story. I heard something about Disney is maybe in the works of turning this into a movie. And that would be awesome because it is a really amazing story. So she didn't inherit any wealth, but she inherited an entire village by which she's now doing so much great work for. So I'm going to end the story on that note. Thanks for watching, guys.